to the Glenville State University Athletic Department. Back here again today at the Waco Center for another segment of the Coaches Show. And this morning, what we have here is the head men's and women's track and cross country coach, Dan Meyers. Great to have you this morning, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Nice weekend up at the hallowed grounds of Shinley Park up in Pittsburgh, up on the hill, up in the Oakland section of the city. Historic course, and the Pioneers competed up there in a big meet. What are your takeaways from the weekend?
You know, I was very happy to see that the meet was a little bit bigger than last year, and we got to see some different teams. I thought one of the things that, once the race got going, specifically on the men's side, that I was really excited to see, like a really good Slippery Rock team in the race, IUP, Cal U, just some regional opponents that, we haven't seen yet. Well, we've seen IUP, but just seeing all of them together and kind of where like a Bryson and Blake kind of match up against some of those better runners in the region, I thought was really nice. That's a very fair course. It's got, a lot of flat sections, but, some, what I told the team, some critically and conveniently placed hills on the way back up on the course, but really neat course, and, I really, really enjoy going there.
Well, and again, it's the way the course is laid out, you got that steady up towards the end. It's a true challenging course. And again, against that kind of field, and again, your men ran first and ended up eighth in a quality field, and had the Twins were up there pretty high, but you had pretty good tightening up those gaps. Look back through the field, at least 1 through 5, it looked like.
Yes, absolutely. And I need to go back kind of history wise. It was not a perfect race by any means. I think that we need to still tighten the gap between 4, 5, 6, and 7 to be super competitive in the league. But historically, I would love to go back and kind of look and how fast that team average was kind of stacked up in the last decade and a half to 2 decades, as well as the last time, Glenville had 2 guys in the 26s for an 8K. And it's really exciting because, that's not really a PR course. And, the Geralds and Adam Davis came away with personal best. Don't want to figure about Jacob Poole was, has been a steady guy on our team that's improved since, he kind of walked onto the team last year and had a 3-minute personal best and about 4 minutes faster than he ran on that course last year. So
very impressive.
That's awesome. And he was mixing up with our last guys too on our team. So he's trying to try to get
his nose in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was great to see. And I think that there's some positives to take away on both sides. The men know that we need to do a little bit better. We need to start replicating what we're doing in the workouts a little bit better. But from a 1 through 3 perspective, it's the best race probably we've had since I've been here. And I would say that you can't complain when our top 3 guys go out there and run personal best on a course that's got some challenging spots.
Yeah, and got Fairmont and AB within the league there, so some teams will be going up against again here in the championships in 3 weeks. On the women's side, I know you kind of pieced the team together here, but they're battling. They went out there and they battled the course and competed hard.
Yes, and I think what was great from a Summer being our top runner and Sam, I think that what I'm going to work on kind of the next few weeks with them is kind of that, trying to calm down the anxiety a little bit of racing, because they're going out at very comfortable tempo paces, and I think that they realize that they can kind of put themselves in it. It's going to be a minute to 90-second difference when it all comes down, because they all have great kicks at the end. They all look composed, great form, and Sam's really worked on more of the tempo style running and just feeling comfortable. But I think now we just got to have a little edge about us. But when we work Olivia back into the mix, I think that we're going to surprise some people, and I'm really proud of the efforts and the miles and the volume that they put in on that side.
Absolutely. And now you've got going up to Lock Haven, another historic course. It's not over a century of Shinley Park, but a lot of regional and large invitationals on that up there on the West Branch there in Lock Haven. And, you've been up there with me several times, back up there with those at that course, and there's not any hills to knock you down there. So to your point about getting out and getting in the thick of it, that's a course where they can roll the dice a little bit.
Yes. It's probably the furthest course away from any place that I've ever lived that I feel most comfortable at. Because I've been there so many times at this point that it just feels like you're at home. Like that's cross country kind of heaven. If there's a few hills, of course, but there's just something in the air there that just makes it such a great environment. And I think that after this race, specifically on the guys' side, they're like, man, I can't wait. We can't wait to go back to Lock Haven. And someone like Adam Davis, who had his best race there last year, obviously over 10K in the regional, he's excited to go back and put a big time down. The Geralds, they're licking their lips for 25s and the 25s. And what's going to be really big for that is Frostburg raced there earlier in the season, and we want to see how our times kind of match up to where they were at that point. They're kind of middle of the league. And then Wesleyan raced at a faster course 2 weekends ago at Louisville, which is a little bit more difficult than Lock Haven, but still pretty pancake flat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we want to see how our team averages match up on those type of courses. I still think our advantage is on the hills at Ogilvy, but we'll have to kind of see. But I'm excited for the guys to gain some confidence going into conference.
Good confidence builder, a good program builder, and some memories you and I have there of that course. And the feedback is the kids hear those splits. It just does something for your confidence. You just know you got a good one going. It's easier to not let the guard down mentally. And
I think. From the regional last year, that some of those guys are still having their brain just hearing those 5K times, halfway through that race, just being yelled out. And I think that was a great point. They still remember that. That's still like one of their best cross-country memories. They're like, man, like I'm in a different level now. And I'm excited that with the 8K distance, what they can really go out there and do. So as we kind of train for the postseason part of our schedule.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, looking forward to having a talk about that and what stepping up there. And next time we talk, we'll be talking about taking steps towards the championships up at Ogilvy. So really appreciate you coming in and joining us.
Thank you, Coach. Enjoyed it.
Thank you out there for joining us as well. We'll see you next week on the Coaches Show.